What's going on YouTube? JT is your boy here, and welcome back to another Godzilla vs Kong news-related video. And today is a big day. First of all, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And secondly, including Godzilla, who is, been a father a few times. We got some big news for Godzilla vs Kong. It has finally, after all this time, crossed the $100 million mark at the domestic box office. Quiet Place 2 was, fortunate enough to beat it like a week ago to be the first film in the pandemic era to hit 100 million at the domestic box office. But you also have to factor in Godzilla vs Kong opened up on HBO Max same day as theaters, limited capacity, and the fact that that was back at the end of March, and now we're into May, and things are a lot different now than they were like 2 months prior. So finally, this is another milestone. It becomes the fourth MonsterVerse film to do so. It's not going to pass Godzilla King of the Monsters at the domestic box office. I mean, there's just no way at this point, unless it gets like a theatrical re-release or something. It's just not going to happen. But it has passed it at the worldwide box office, and its last major territory to open up to is Japan. So, assuming it does very well, it still has a shot at becoming the highest grossing monster film, depending on how well it does in Japan. But give or take, it'll probably settle down as the third highest grossing worldwide. But to do that during pandemic times where most theaters are closed, and that is an impressive feat nonetheless. I hope it becomes the first film in the pandemic era to cross 500 million worldwide for an American produced film. So we'll see where it goes here. This link is from Variety. In a long-awaited box office milestone, Godzilla vs. Kong has finally hit the 100 million mark at the U.S. The Warner Brothers and Legendary Temple opened in theaters and on HBO Max in early April, collecting a then-pandemic best 32 million over the weekend. It remained a powerful theatrical draw, with ticket sales quickly climbing to and then plateauing around 98 million. Godzilla vs. Kong hovered just below 100 million for some time before finally scraping together the final 220,000 needed to cross the coveted box office milestone. Now, after playing in multiplexes for 12 weeks, its domestic tally sits at $100.113 million. Godzilla vs. Kong is only the second movie of the COVID-19 era to earn more than 100 million in the U.S. Paramount's nearly sound sequel, A Quiet Place Part 2, which debuted over Memorial Day weekend once a greater number of theaters had reopened, keep that in mind, smashed that benchmark in only 15 days. That film, directed by John Krasinski and starring Emily Blunt, has generated 125 million at the domestic box office to date. Unlike Godzilla vs. Kong, the only place for audiences to watch A Quiet Place 2 is in theaters. After 45 days on movie theater marquees, the film will also be available to Paramount Plus subscribers. Godzilla vs. Kong, along with Warner Bros.' entire 2021 film slate, is being offered simultaneously on HBO Max for its first 31 days. At the international box office, Godzilla vs. Kong has been a huge hit, with ticket sales reaching 342 million. Combined, the Temple has amassed 442.5 million worldwide. That's notably more money than the franchise predecessor, 2019's Godzilla King of the Monsters, grossed in pre-pandemic times, starring Millie in that, directed by Anne Wingard, all that other stuff. So yes, it is more than past Godzilla King of the Monsters at the worldwide box office by over $50+ million. We'll see what happens, because it's opening up July 2nd in Japan. This could be a huge hit in Japan. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens, because the original King Kong vs. Godzilla, I think, is the most attended film in the franchise. It sold the most tickets by far, I think. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this one. I hope this thing does really well in Japan, like blockbuster numbers, if it's just kind of a fun, crazy movie. Hopefully it'll do pretty well there, and then that convinces Toho, okay, Legendary, do what you want, continue the MonsterVerse with Godzilla in it, because we need more MonsterVerse movies. It has been really quiet as of late. There hasn't been any big news on anything. We know it's continuing in some capacity because we have the Skull Island anime, but really not much other than that. So we'll just have to wait and see, but congratulations to Godzilla vs. Kong for finally passing 100 million at the domestic box office. Hopefully it has enough legs to anchor out to above 500 million. I think that'd be a nice milestone to kind of cap things off, but only time will tell. Theaters are opening up more, and it all depends on Japan, so we'll see what happens. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Happy Father's Day to everyone. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.